Hey guys, we're about to start in about 10 seconds. I see Nancy Rogers is with us. Hey Mama Nance, good to see you. We got Lewis here with us. Joni's online too. Joni's awesome. Here watching us. Brandon Diaz, Brandon, great job. Keep up the good work. Fire show, of course. These folks. We would only use email. That's not that long ago. And we would get between 250 to 300 people opening up our emails. Now this team that we've had, they've worked so hard the last several years that we're up to over, I believe, 35,000 followers on all of our social media platforms. So we went from communicating to tops 300 people to communicating with 35,000 people. That's a major accomplishment, especially for a city of 33,000. But today is Mental Health Thursday. I have a special guest today who's going to be jumping into the importance of mental health, specifically during the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have our town manager who has some very important information. We've all seen the numbers. We saw the numbers today. And one thing that's very clear, the importance of continuing to wear your mask. We do know that if everybody wears their mask, everybody does the right thing, as we're doing right now, it is almost impossible to transmit it if you're wearing your mask and doing what you're supposed to do. So just to tease a little bit our Mental Health Thursday before we get into it, we'll go to our town manager first, then jump into Mental Health Thursday. One of the studies, and we were talking about this before, that came out recently was that a quarter, 25% of American adults feel lonely, specifically during the pandemic. So you can only imagine 25% of Americans, those adults are at home. Their only communication sometimes only via social media. So there's definitely a lonely feeling, feel like they don't have any friends. But that's what we're going to talk about that in a little bit to see how we can work on that, how we can fix that. Social media sometimes is part of that problem, right? But we'll delve into some of those topics and a lot more stuff in a bit. But I'm going to who's going to talk about some new requirements. There was a new emergency order signed yesterday by the county mayor that impacts the way that we move around here in our community. But I'm going to hand it over to our town manager right now, Ed Peterman.
Yep. Hey, Miami Lakers. I just wanted to start off by telling you about the new number today. As the mayor mentioned, statewide, the number was a new record, unfortunately, right? And we had a new record in Miami-Dade County. The number for the town of Miami Lakes is now 106 people, and that doesn't mean that there's 186 people right now as we speak that are positive for the coronavirus. This number goes all the way back from the beginning, from March or late February when it all started. So there's been 186 people since the beginning that have tested positive for the coronavirus. So as the mayor said, the one and only thing, everything's important, the hand washing, the social distancing, but the number one preventive thing that we can all do, and very simple, is we can wear our mask. And to that conclusion, the mayor of Miami-Dade County yesterday issued an amendment to the order dealing with facial coverings. He has now ordered that whenever you're in a public space, whether it be outdoors or indoors, you are supposed to wear you're supposed to wear a facial covering. Originally, he had just said if you can outdoors, if you can maintain social distancing, you did not have to have a facial covering. Public space, whether it's indoors or outdoors, you're supposed to have a facial covering, whether you can maintain social distancing or not. So that's the biggest change that we've seen, and hopefully if everybody participates and everybody cooperates, we'll be able to get over this hump and reflatten once again the curve. So le quería decir en español que el número nuevo del reporte estatal que en total hoy hubo de ayer para hoy 10,000 casos nuevos en el estado de la Florida. So, es un número récord, un número que no se ha visto, y en el número de casos nuevos en el condado también hizo récord ayer. Es muy importante que todos nosotros nos mantenemos con la cara y la boca y la nariz cubierta. Ayer el alcalde del condado inició una orden nueva. Inicialmente solamente se requería una careta cuando estaba en un lugar adentro, que si en un lugar, un espacio afuera, si uno podía mantener su distancia, no hacía falta. Pero ayer, y fue efectivo hoy a las 9 de la mañana, aunque tú estés afuera, en todas las situaciones públicas, uno tiene que tener la cara cubierta. So, eso fue un cambio que se inició esta mañana a las 9 de la mañana. So, before I go away, I just wanted to remind everybody, I want to leave you with a positive note. This weekend, we're going to be celebrating the independence of our country. And if all of you Miami Lakers, you know that here in Miami Lakes, we do an incredible job of celebrating our nation's birthday. So historically, we have this big event in one location, and in order to make sure that we can react to the coronavirus, we have now done it in 2 different locations. So I've kind of unofficially renamed it the Backyard Bonanza. And why I say that is because you don't have to leave your house to be able to see the fireworks and to see all the festivities. We're going to live stream an incredible video. We're also going to separate, instead of having the fireworks only from one location, we have now separated it to 2 locations. So it doesn't matter if you live on the east side of Miami Lakes or the west side of Miami Lakes, you'll be able to, from your very backyard, you'll be able to see and take advantage of the firework display. So that's what I wanted to leave you with. It's going to be a great event, and I hope everybody is able to participate.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. And now we're going to be turning it over to Councilman Collazo with mental health Thursday. But I also wanted to say hi to some folks that just jumped in, Louis. We got Mario Pineda. Mario, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Vivian Levy.
Nice. Hi, Vivian.
Good to see you, Vivian. And Gonzo. Gonzo's also on there.
Awesome.
And Martha Gonzalez Rosa.
Awesome.
Good to see you, Martha. Handing over now to Councilman Collazo on Mental Health Thursday. We know how important this is. We've seen some of that stuff in. Councilman, can you do me a favor? Can you break the ice with that famous saying that you have? And I think it's really impacted a lot of folks. I've heard that from people already, you know?
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. And we are trying to make this more interactive. As the Mayor alluded to and as the Manager alluded to, this than ever. One of the things that we forward with mental health used to be very stigmatizing, and as a community and as a culture, we're starting to change that by having this type of dialogue. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the opportunity, and thank you for my colleagues on the council who've also made this a very important issue. During this time, we're seeing rising numbers in COVID positive cases. We're having more and more anxiety because the future is unknown. And to feel these feelings, these depressions, this anxiety, and this overwhelming feeling that sometimes we don't have, it's completely okay to feel anxious or depressed. And it's completely okay to reach out to colleagues and mental health professionals like Luis Otero. Luis Otero is an individual. He's here with Community Mental Health Center. He's going to talk about these feelings. But our point of having Mental Health Thursday and bringing this forward to the community is to make sure that our community has resources at its fingertips to talk about mental health issues or these resources forward. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the floor over to Luis Otero from ARC. And Luis, I'm going to say it quickly in Spanish as well for our Spanish-speaking audience. Bienvenido, mi nombre es Luis Collazo, soy un concejal, estoy aquí para hablar sobre la salud mental. Hoy particularmente estamos enfrentando muchas cosas diferentes en la sociedad y en particularmente con los COVID, los casos positivos que siguen aumentando. Muy importante tener presente no solamente la salud física, pero la salud mental. Y entonces hoy invité, su nombre se llama Luis Otero de los centros ARC y va a dar una pequeña charla sobre la salud mental y los servicios que ellos ofrecen. Luis, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Mayor. So basically, summing up what Luis just said, I represent ARC Mental Health. We're a community mental health center right right here in the neighborhood. Our services extend from individual counseling, group counseling, to psychiatric services. In fact, we have somebody from the team logged on to the live where they'll be sharing our information as to what we do. But yes, COVID-19 has been a couple months of very unprecedented times and situations we had not been through before. We have seen in our census rise in cases, people reporting symptoms of depression, people reporting symptoms of anxiety, and many of them, to be honest, do not have availability that they have, the services they can receive. They don't know if their insurance covers it, and that's where we're here to help, basically. We want to extend our hand and service the community and guide them in the right direction so that they're able to get the services that they're currently needing to treat these symptoms. Personally, myself, we're all going through an adjustment disorder. We're 3 months doing basically what they tell us to do, lots of uncertainty, and that obviously spikes some of the symptoms associated with these conditions. So right now, what we're trying to do is actually normalize the need to seek for treatment and making it accessible to everybody. And one of the ways we're doing it is we're being very vocal about it. We're actually knocking on people's doors and asking if they're doing okay, if they need any help. We understand that lots of these symptoms are also coming because of economic uncertainty. They don't know if they're going to be able to work. So we've actually started a social service case management where they help out family members or individuals who don't know what to do, if they don't know if they're going to need help, maybe applying for food stamps. If they need help applying for medical assistance. So we are working both ends and going a little bit beyond the mental health part, because we understand that whatever you do in your day-to-day is going to have an impact in the mental health and the well-being of the person. I'll share a little bit in Spanish of what we do. Mi nombre es Luis Botero, represento ARC Mental Health. Actualmente somos un centro para la comunidad donde tratamos casos de salud mental y ofrecemos servicios sociales. En este momento, con la incertidumbre del COVID-19, hemos visto que los casos de ansiedad y depresión básicamente han incrementado exponencialmente. Personalmente, estamos pasando por momentos complicados donde hay mucha duda de qué va a pasar, información de los entes gubernamentales para que todos puedan estar resguardados y mantenernos sanos. Sin embargo, uno de los trabajos que estamos haciendo en el centro es realmente dar un paso hacia adelante y ser un poco más agresivos en tratar de ofrecer estos servicios y de hacerlos accesibles a toda la comunidad. Estamos tocando en las puertas de las personas, preguntándoles si están bien, si necesitan ayuda, si necesitan conversar con algo. Temprano el alcalde mencionó que hay casos de personas que se sienten muy solas y se sienten que no tienen con quién hablar. Eso es uno de los casos que más han reportado los pacientes, los clientes que han llamado a nuestro centro buscando ayuda, y eso es lo que queremos ayudar. Actualmente ofrecemos servicios de consejería para personas individual, tratamos grupos donde hay temas que se discuten en grupo y liderado por una terapista que pueda ayudar a lidiar con los síntomas asociados con ansiedad y depresión, e inclusive ofrecemos servicios psiquiátricos. Todo esto con la precaución necesaria en nuestro centro, pero también para aquellos que no se sienten cómodos, tenemos la capacidad de entregarles un iPad para que puedan hacerlo de forma virtual vía telehealth. I just mentioned in Spanish that I forgot to say in English that we're also, all the services are not only done at our center. For those that don't have the resources or don't have a phone or don't have the accessibility to connect to this, we are delivering an iPad so that they can be seen by the specialist or by the counselor directly from their house in their safe space if they don't feel comfortable coming to our center.
Thank you, Luis. And as always, these services that are being offered by ARC, whether they be through telehealth or these small groups that they're operating with 8 individual case management, they all add to a bigger picture, a community mental health safety net, so to speak. So if you need these services or you know somebody that's in need of these services, this is the reason that we're doing this. This is the reason that we're putting it out to the community. So you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us through this Facebook channel. I know you have somebody responding to questions as they come in. You can reach out directly to them or reach out to the mayor or anybody at the council. We'll make sure to put you in touch with these services. Estaba extendiendo la oportunidad, gracias a Luis Otero por estar aquí de parte de ARC. Los servicios que ellos están ofreciendo, si es psiquiatría o case management o cualquier servicio que ellos están ofreciendo, muy importante, si necesita los servicios o no reconoce a alguien que necesita estos servicios, estamos aquí para servir a la comunidad y asegurarnos que estamos hablando de la salud mental y asegurarnos que todos estamos bien durante esta pandemia. So thank you, Mayor. Turn it back over to you. Thank you, Luis. Thank you.
Thank you. It's
for
so
having me.
important to have these types of discussion on a weekly basis, and that's the commitment that Councilman Collazo has made, is to bring in great professionals like Luis and to have these conversations. It's so important. We got to continue breaking through that stigma. There is a stigma that some folks don't want to talk about mental health, but we see it in the stats. The amount of people, I know there was a stat originally, the COVID-19 pandemic had impacted their mental health. We saw it just yesterday. There was another stat, 25% of American adults were lonely. I mean, so you see those things. So we know that there is a problem, and we got to talk about it, and that's the way to get past this. So like Councilman Collazo always says, you know, it is okay to feel anxious, to feel nervous about everything that's going on, but there are incredible folks right here willing to help you, willing to talk to you, and have those conversations to make sure that your mental health is at its best state as possible. So Clarissa, any questions, comments on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter? We're live on all three platforms right now.
We have a comment from the chair of the Special Needs Advisory Board, Ms. Vivian Levy, and she'd like to remind Miami Lakers that they are hosting an event in partnership with Painting with a Twist on July 11th.
So the great Vivian Levy, the chair of our Special Needs Advisory Boards, who works very hard for the residents in our community with special needs, is announcing that there is a partnership, an event that they're doing very soon with Painting with a Twist on July 11th. So make sure to register online, correct?
Correct. TOML.eventbrite.com.
TOML.eventbrite.com. TOML, Town of Miami Lakes, .eventbrite.com.
And it's a drive-up event, I believe, right? Just like the Mother's Day.
That is correct.
So you'll get a painting kit. You can actually sit down, make it an activity, make a day out of it. And those are great events. And one thing the town has done a great job, Mayor, and it really speaks to innovation and the necessity, right? We've been able to adapt, not just from the fireworks show that the manager brought up, but all these events from all the committees, really adapt them to help us continue available to our community, and the special events department has done a great job. Just like all the mental health providers have adapted and kind of created these new platforms. So Vivian, great job on adapting an event to continue to serve our special needs community.
You know, and it reminds me of a quote that was shared to me by a resident. I mean, usually a lot of folks say that adversity showcases character, but this resident told me that adversity showcases capability, and you're absolutely right. It's showcased and it's brought out the incredible capability of our staff, of our volunteers, of our elected officials, who've done a great job. So you're spot on with that. Clarissa, any other questions, comments, concerns? I know that there was one comment, I believe, somebody talking about what happens if somebody's not wearing the mask, right? I think that was fine.
She wanted to remind people that there will be a fine if you're not wearing a mask.
Yes, and I think that our police department here in the town of Miami Lakes has done an incredible job working in partnership with our residents. And they have not, at this point, or anything of that nature. Our police officers are doing a great job working, and what they do is through the education process, and everybody's been incredibly cooperative. So, however, Miami-Dade County has imposed the ability for fines to be levied, but I don't think that we need to get there. I hope and expect all of our residents to be able to cooperate, because as I saw some of the officials talking on television the other day, that it's not about you protecting yourself with the mask. My mask is not protecting me. My mask is protecting everybody around me. So those of you who are part of the Miami Lakes family, make sure that we all take care of each other by wearing the mask, and there won't be any as much danger as there is without the mask.
Any other comments, suggestions? We'll give you guys another 30 seconds. Any closing remarks that you guys want to talk about? Mental Health Thursday, any tips that you want to lead folks off of? With that?
If in the past you've attempted to seek treatment and for some reason your insurance, says it doesn't cover it, there have been new flexibilities regarding and find out, because there are options and they're making it accessible for everybody to get the treatments that they need.
Awesome. Thank you, Luis, for coming out and sharing that. I do also, like the manager said, I want to end off on a positive tip. I do want to congratulate all the Florida International Panther Nation that's out there. Top 3 school, less than 50 years old. Very proud to have it in our backyard. I'm a proud alumni, and I know many other Miami Lakers are proud alumni. So congratulations, FIU. I'm very excited about this weekend, and I am going to take up the manager's challenge. We're going to have a we're going to be posting pictures, and we really want Miami Lakes to adhere to the social distancing guidelines. Make sure that you're having fun. Make sure that you're celebrating this nation's birthday, but do it responsibly, and make sure that you're looking out for your health as well and the health of those around you.
Yeah, I just want to wish our nation a very, very happy birthday. And all of us as Americans, it's really our second birthday. It's part of our birthday too. We all celebrate in our nation's celebration. So I just want to remind everybody, as Councilmember Collazo said, you do not have to get in your car and go somewhere this year. You can actually stay right at home, just enjoy your dogs and burgers, walk out, and you'll be able to see from anywhere in the town of Miami Lakes, you're going to be able to see the firework display, because we separated it. It's in 2 different locations.